Hello, this is the TradeSite U.S. Stocks and Futures Market Preview and Domestic Economic Data Roadmap for the week beginning Monday, the 2nd of October, 2017, ending Friday the 6th. Hope you had a good trading week. Welcome to the fourth quarter of 2017. The holidays are upon us. Here's a look at the ES front month futures contract. This is the daily chart of the S&P and futures form. We closed out the quarter at highs. Why not? Let's print those statements and pay everybody their bonuses at the highest price we can for the quarter, at least on the ES. NASDAQ side not there. It wasn't a very eventful quarter if you look at it. High to low of the quarter is only about 100 points on the ES. That's not very interesting. So if you take July 1st to now, there's minor gains. It won't be as big as some of the statement printing we've seen earlier in the year for the bonuses. Here's a look at crude oil, up 12 cents to 51.67 on Friday, back up from being down the day before. Gold down $3.90. So the S&P cash gains $9.30, new all-time highs. The NASDAQ 100 up 46.23, but still under the all-time highs. We've got that 13 sell signal still in place, and the risk line from that containing the market. Stocks up 10, new closing highs. There's biotech's up 33. The VIX loses 4 more cents down to 951. This is the lowest close, I think, of the year on the VIX, or very close to it. Back down to those danger territories we don't like to see. It really makes the market boring, obviously. Trend at 1.25. NASDAQ volume was 1.9 billion shares. It's not the highest of the week, but not horrible. By the way, the trend that puts the 10-day moving average back to 1.04, so no sell signal coming there anytime soon. Advanced decline ratio on the NASDAQ was plus 133, on the New York plus 636. Google gains $8.91. Last 3 days has saved it from that breakdown point it was flirting with. Apple up 84. Amazon up 4.95, just a blip for Amazon. Netflix up 65 cents. Tesla up $1.50. TLT, the 20-year bond ETF, up 28 cents, and Goldman Sachs up $1.72. That's actually a new closing high for the last 6 months on Goldman Sachs. Let's take a look at the intraday or intra-week action. So we'll switch this to 10-minute candles and take a look at the whole week on this chart. On the ES, so you can see Monday, little gap down, filled the gap, went lower, bottomed out, made it back part way, so slightly negative session. On Tuesday, gapped up a little, came back to fill the gap. So again, all the gaps filling. Remember, 80% of gaps fill, and in this case, you had 4 gaps this week. Friday, there was no gap. 4 gaps, they all filled. So the gap up Tuesday filled the gap and closed basically flat. So far at that point in the week, we were flat. Wednesday, we gap up, we fill the gap. We go sideways, we're still flat for the week, and then we curl up and gain a little bit late in the day. We're up maybe 4 or 5 points for the week at that point. Thursday, a small gap down and closed even for the day. And then Friday, why not? Everybody's gone. The statements are printing. We're done with all this. And so we get a move up, even though it was on pretty light volume most of the day. NASDAQ side doesn't look too much different. NASDAQ gained a little bit for the week. All right, so let's switch this back for next week to the 5-minute candles. Let's put this here and let's take a look at the economic calendar for the week ahead. Monday, we've got the PMI manufacturing index at 9:45 a.m. We've got ISM manufacturing index at 10, construction spending at 10. Tuesday, we've got nothing really. The Red Book at 8:55. Wednesday, we've got MBA mortgage applications at 7 a.m. Eastern. We've got the ADP employment report at 8:15. We've got PMI services at 9:45. ISM non-manufacturing index at 10. The weekly crude oil inventory is at 10:30. Janet Yellen speaking at 3:15. On Thursday, we've got the Challenger job cut report at 7:30. International trade number at 8:30. That's the trade balance number, by the way. That's a big one. Along with jobless claims, that's the weekly initial and continuing jobless claims numbers. We've got the Bloomberg Consumer Comfort Index at 9:45. Factory orders at 10, and Natty Gas at 10:30 for the week. That's about it. And then on Friday, we've got the unemployment rate with non-farm payrolls. Again, a big deal there. Wholesale trade at 10 a.m. And that's about it. Consumer credit at 3 in the afternoon. Please note that the following week, Monday's Columbus Day. It's a bank holiday, but the stock market is open. Okay. But usually that's a wasted day. We will not be doing any official picks for that Monday. We'll look for Tuesday instead at that point because just really nothing happens on Monday. So typically you don't even want to show up. Even though the stock market is open, it's just way too thin to be trading. Also note that I will be out of town that week and on a cruise, so I may miss the entire week completely. But we'll talk about that more next week. Charts, as usual, brought to you by eSignal. The focal point this week will be the back end with the trade balance and the unemployment rate. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple weeks. Remember, now that we're in the fourth quarter and the statements are printed, anything can happen. Don't let it fool you. Have a great trading week.